Well, welcome to All Up in the Mix, Josh. Do you want to start by talking about what you've been working on and who you've been working with?
Yeah, sure. I just finished doing Majid Jordan's album. I started working with them a couple years ago. Like the best dudes, and they're from Toronto, so they come to LA. We work out of here, and not the studio. We work out of Hit Doctor in Culver
Hey,
City.
who gave you the plug?
You get my bro. David was the plug. Yes, I can't believe I didn't slide that in there.
I
My
just
bad,
thought about
bro.
that
Yeah.
shit.
Shout out to Sharky too.
Hey, for sure, for sure.
Sharky's the
Sharky
man.
boy.
Yes, sir.
Hell
But
yeah.
yeah, bro, those guys are really great, and it's really cool for the way that my schedule is now because I'm all freelance and kind of jumping from gig to gig, and like there's also a lot of personal things I want to work on, like artist development and
Right.
like just like I do a lot of writing and production too, which takes up time. So working with them is dope because they come for like a month time span. So when they're here, they'll let me know like beforehand. I lock it in, and then I know I got work for that month, and
Right.
then I'm good. Like I'm good after that. Like for I'll have some free time. I'll have like a cushion financially. So it works with my schedule, but it's cool. They're like the greatest dudes. Like, and I've been able to like work with other really cool people through them. Like Seven Streeter came in and did some stuff for them, and like James Fauntleroy's like sliding through his homie.
You engineer for Zendaya. Like I just watched
Yeah.
Spider-Man yesterday.
Oh, dude, I
And
haven't even seen the new
Bro,
one yet.
and then after Spider-Man, we went on like a 4-episode Euphoria binge,
Yeah.
me and my wife. So it's
Yeah.
like, oh shit.
It's crazy,
good time
bro.
to talk
Yeah,
about
so Zendaya was my first like major client, like to myself, like we engineered like little stuff or like freelance one-off day stuff,
right.
but that was my first client I really like locked in, and that was actually at Chalice, and she was working on her album. Someone's car broke down. I showed up for the day, and then it just went on for like 2 years after that, which was super dope. And she's killing it in the acting world right now, bro. Like she had like 12 million followers when I met her, and now it's at like 54,
50 or 60, yeah.
which like it's
crazy.
It's insane. So it's cool, bro. I still see her. Like she's super focused on the acting stuff. We have like little projects we work on like here and there, but hopefully we'll be getting back on the music soon as well. But that's like my sister, so it's just like all love, and it's like her big dream is to be an actress anyway, and like it's dope because she loves music so much as well, and that's something she also wants to like get back to, because like the way she explains it is acting is like you show up to work and you're playing someone else, so you can kind of like put all your emotions and all your character in that, and people know you as that person and that character. But when it's music, it's very vulnerable and it's very like,
it's
personal, and
it's you.
You're the face of that, so that comes out, and like that's what everyone's gonna think of you, or like everyone's gonna think that that's your perspective of the lyrics that you're saying or whatever.
Yeah,
so
it's like, oh, she's a great actor. If you're an actor, it's like, oh, damn, she's such a great actor. But if you're vulnerable in your music, it's like, oh, damn, she's so weird. Or like, you know what I mean? Like she's so emo. It can be like that really quick, and I completely understand that.
So yeah, those are like some clients that I'm working with, and see, I had a Jordin Sparks record that I co-produced, came out this year, with Elijah Blake. Elijah Blake was featured on there, and that was dope. That was like one of my first like major artist placements, like on the production side, because I've been came up engineering, so which is amazing. Got me in the rooms, got me like to build relationships with people, but
now it's like time to level up.
Now it's
time
like
to really go.
Exactly, so
we both planted our seeds, man.
For sure,
Real quick, can you explain how we met and like how did you get where you are today?
Yeah, so definitely, I met you 7 years ago when I first moved to LA, and I was like reaching out to every studio I could find for like 2 months. So I had a place to stay. Let me backtrack tiny little bit. Came out to LA, had a place to stay with like a distant relative, and like my family was helpful. They were helping me out to get out here and whatnot. And then I was reaching out to every single studio I could find. Like did a resume, was sending it, calling them, checking up every other week, like just I was like on it, and for like 2 months, bro, I didn't get anything. It sucked, bro. I was like, what the heck is going on?
Man.
But I was like, you know, staying persistent at it, and like I knew something was gonna happen, and so I just kept going. I got a call to go interview at Conway. I went in there. And I thought the interview was cool. They called me, said I didn't get it, so I was like kind of bummed. And then literally like Chalice had already told me they didn't have a position, but then like 3 weeks later they called me, and then they said, hey, someone's leaving. Like I think someone was moving on, and then someone was moving up, something like that. And so they needed a intern position, so I was able to come in and do that, and I was here for.
It never happens the way you expect it to.
Never,
happen, bro.
Never. And like I think because I kept checking up on them, even when they told me they didn't have a position, like I still would like check up every couple of weeks.
Man, persistence.
You know? Yeah, so you think about it, there's a big old pile of intern resumes, and whoever calls to see if you have their resume, they're going to check it, they're going to throw it at the top, and then you know, when they need someone, it's just who's at the top.
Who
do they remember, you know? So
in a sense it's like being lucky, but luck is when preparation meets opportunity.
Yeah.
So you were right there, and you're prepared to go.
Yeah,
so
which I think I did on accident. Like I wasn't super aware that like the luck meeting the opportunity thing, but like I wanted to do it so bad. That's what I moved here for. I wasn't home anymore, you know. So like, which like that, I'm actually curious about that. We talk about that later. But like I moved to a new place, so it's like already uncomfortable. So it's just a constant reminder, like I need to be doing something if I'm here, you know. But anyway, I got the internship, came in here. You were a runner in the daytime, so I know I was interning at night. And I used to just see you in passing. Like I'd come in at 6 p.m. and you were like,
leaving, or I'll be in the studio.
Yeah, or you were doing downtime, and like so we'd chop it up here and there, and like it was cool, and like I much respect because I saw that you were doing extra. I saw that you weren't just like caught up in all like the, you know, it's a job, so there's like any job, there's drama, you know, like, you know, someone said this or someone was late or someone whatever, like, and like none of that stuff really matters, like in the big picture, especially being in a position like we were, you know, like we were in the studio already, like, so just focus on the bigger picture. And I saw you grinding and like doing downtime all the time. It's like I started doing the same thing, but like opposite. So like you're in the daytime. Yeah, you were doing 9 to 6. You were working 9 to 6, and then recording all night. And then I was coming in at like 1 or 2, and then recording till 6. And then would work from 6 until whenever I got off, which was like you know, 3 a.m., 6 a.m., 5 a.m. Because we had to clean up the studio when we stayed till the last session leaves, clean up the studio, clean it up, all the blunt wrappers, the trash, like the food, whatever. Clean all that stuff up, reset the rooms, power down everything, and then we could go home. So like we never knew, but I would go home, crash for as long as I could, and then just come straight here, and was just in these rooms like fiddling with gear and like on Pro Tools, like trying to track stuff, bringing people in, like whatever. And I think that again, the luck meeting the preparation, like when an opportunity did arise later, like I had already spent so much time practicing.
That's exactly how I feel, because like I've spent so much time like engineering people on my own, and doing pro bono shit, and just coming in and practicing what I learned. Like by the time the opportunity came, I was already locked in, bro. And people were just like, damn, you just started engineering? Nah.
No, I've been
technically doing this. Yes, but I've been engineering for, I mean,
if you take the paycheck out of it, like you've been going hard, you know. And so it was the same thing. I like that you said the pro bono thing, because like there's some young kids that hit me up and they're like, hey, how do I find work as an engineer? I'm like, man, I worked for free, man. If you need money, like I was interning, or like interning didn't get paid, but when I came back I was a runner. Like I'm getting paid to do that, and so you're living minimum wage, but what are you doing with the rest of the time, you know?
Exactly.
And so that's how I got those chops up. Like I remember like between my internship and when I came back to be a runner, I think it was like a year in between that time. And like in that time I was doing just random sessions for free, and like if someone offered me to like they would buy my dinner like I was showing up to a
I'm
session.
in there,
Bro.
yeah.
Like I'm
Because
in
then
there
you can
quick.
work on your craft and you don't have to worry about spending food on dinner.
Exactly.
Whereas like if you're at home, you weren't gonna do shit anyways.
Right.
It's like
Yeah.
might as well gain something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that's my philosophy every day. Like no matter what it is, I want to get better at something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you never know who you're gonna meet.
Exactly.
Like one of the people that when I was freelancing, one of the guys that I met like very early on that I don't even work with him anymore. Just time, you know, scheduling and whatnot. Like we're cool, but one of the artists that he introduced me to, I had in today. Like she hit me up to do.
See?
She's like, hey, can you record this vocal thing
Yeah,
for
yeah.
me, like a couple hours? And like, so I've known her for 7 years because I've met her through someone I worked with for free years and years ago. And she asked me what my rate was a couple years when we reconnected, a couple years ago when we reconnected, and I told her, and she's like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
You know,
A lot of my work these days comes from me doing shit for discounted rates or for free, and then meeting somebody in those sessions.
Yeah.
And like whether it be like a radio guy or an A&R, it might be someone from their label. Like they come in and then they know someone that needs
Of course,
recording or mixing, and then refer you, and then shit, it just keeps going like that. But the second you stop, like you block yourself from any of these opportunities, or like, oh, I don't want to work with a country artist, then that avenue's closed.
Yeah.
You don't know where that could have taken you.
That's
you know what I mean?
a lot of money, bro. That's a lot of bread they got
Yeah.
over there. Yeah,
Exactly.
no, 1,000%. And the A&R thing, for sure, I just got put on that game, honestly, a few years ago. I forgot who, Vic, Tyler Creator's engineer. Yeah, he was like, I was chopping it up with him, and he was telling me like about how he got cool with a lot of the A&Rs, and they got him this and that. And I was like, man, when I started working with Zendaya, like I got thrown in. I didn't, no one mentored me on how to like be the head engineer of an album, major label album. And so like I was just kind of figuring things out. I didn't know how important the A&Rs were at that time. So I remember when Vic schooled me on that, I was like, oh, that makes sense. So I like reached out to the A&Rs that I was working with on her project. Boom. Next week I'm in the studio at Republic, like with different artists again. And it's just like crazy. It's not as hard as like people like it is hard to get into it, but it's like it's also there's like also an easy aspect. Like you said, like you just someone was sitting on the couch where you did a session because they were there just to hang out with that artist, but then they got someone later, and you know, it's just like
and that's the importance of just like delivering in every session too, because you never know who's watching you.
Oh, for sure.
Just because it's like a free session, you might go half-ass, but then someone in the back might be an important person or someone they invite, and they're just gonna see you half-assing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Whereas if you're going full out, even on a full session, they might be like, "Yo, this kid is nice."
Yeah.
Like, next time someone throws out, "We need an engineer," it's like, "Oh, I know this guy."
For sure.
You know what I mean? And you should always like exchange contacts and be personable and be nice to every single person you meet, because you just never know. Never know. Because I get that question a lot. How do I get put on to like working with major label artists and things like that? I'm like, bro, you gotta take these steps. You gotta take these baby steps. Like you gotta work with people you don't want to, people that are giving you discounted rates, things like that. And then that kind of just, I'm not gonna tell you exactly how it works.
Yeah.
Because it's different for everyone.
For sure.
But you put yourself in these opportunities, you go out and meet people, things like that, and just be nice to everyone. And then eventually it's just stacks up, and
like you said it perfect.
The chips fall, yeah.
Different for everyone. Like
Yeah.
we're in a very similar, like we both rent rooms here, but like our whole layout of how it happened and who,
completely
like, the dots
different.
Connecting are
Completely
so
different. Yeah.
But that's what's cool about it. Is
Yeah.
that there's a path for everyone, and like, it's not gonna look like someone else's exactly, but like there's still notes that we can, you know, we've exchanged like notes and like ideas and whatnot, and it's been helpful. And so there's like principles you can learn from everyone. That's what's dope about this podcast that you're doing.
Yeah,
is
man.
to be able to drop knowledge on these kids that are looking, you know, to get into this world. And we're still pretty young. Like I feel like we're kind of just starting.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, we're at a point now where it's like I feel like we're solidified. Like before we were like just trying to get. Like okay, we're here. Yeah. But like it's like a new beginning.
Yeah. Now it's a different challenge. It's not like how do I pay my bills. It's like, okay, how do I get into the rooms with these big artists, or like how to get these big mixes, like these fat checks, or how do I get this platform so I can reach out to people and like, you know, show them all the things that I learned. And that's why, like, you know, the YouTube shit we talked about, like that took me 2 years to even start because I was so scared of how I'm gonna look on camera and like all that shit. But now it's like, fuck it, dude. And after the first episode, I got so much positive feedback. I'm like, dude, there's so many people that I could have possibly been helping instead of thinking about the possible haters, right?
For sure.
Because them, they don't mean anything. Their lives are miserable anyways.
Yeah.
So it's like, why give them power to affect your life? And when that clicked, I was like, man, fuck it. I'm just going to do all this shit. Like, I'm going to do podcasts. I'm going to do YouTube tutorials, like, whatever it is.
You're inspiring me because I've been the same boat. Like, I've been wanting to do it. I bought half of this stuff. I got the mics. I got one camera. Like, you know, I started buying stuff. And then, but yeah, it's just like, you just got to do it, man. Seeing you doing it, I'm like so down. Like,
oh, let's go, man.
Sick. Let's do it, bro.
Let's go, man. And this is gonna give you more confidence, like seeing yourself on camera and all that shit.
Now I'm gonna have to buy a new camera.
Yep, that's how it goes, man.
All the production quality.
Yeah, man.
But that's what's dope. Like, that's what I like. Me and you haven't got to, like, we don't hang out all the time, but it's like this thing where I always, you know, we always see each other, and it's just,
hell yeah.
I always know, okay, well, David's fucking working.
Yeah, you were at my wedding.
Bro, it's like, at the end of the day, like, if I'm tired or I'm lazy or whatever, I'm just not feeling it, it's like, man, like, David's going in right now.
Yeah.
So, like,
I gotta get to it. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like that positive competition, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like, the thing I love about you is, like, it's never, like, malicious, right? And if I push you, you're gonna be pushed in a way where it's not like, oh, I gotta beat him per se, but it's more like I gotta, you know, we gotta keep each other accountable.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I view it. That accountability's been clutch. And like,
bro,
like you said, like the hit doctor thing, like you've looked out for me, and like I try to throw David gigs, but he's always booked. So. It never works out. But
no, I still appreciate it. That's why I fuck with you though.
One day.
Man, see, that support system is so invaluable. And like, speaking of support, like we have support from like our significant others.
Yeah. Oh my
and
gosh.
Like, dating an engineer is not fucking easy, right? And marrying one is even harder. So I'd like to talk about, you know, Karina and Connie.
Yeah, bro. I mean, you guys have been married a year now, right?
Yeah. Last May.
Last May.
Yeah.
Crazy.
May 2018. Boom.
I just got engaged.
Hell yeah.
In like a month.
Congrats,
so
man.
We just had like a little get together with some family and some close friends, and like, but yeah, bro, Karina's been there since I was a runner. So like, we're talking a year and a half or 2 years into being in LA. Yeah. Like, the first day, when I first started talking to Karina, JB, Justin Bieber, was in the studio, and like I was getting food for him. So I was like texting her, like, I'm getting food for Justin Bieber right now. Like, really? Like, she was kind of freaking out. And then very quickly she started understanding that our hours were crazy, and like we almost broke up like the first week we started dating. Because you
canceled on her or something?
It was just like, I didn't even cancel. I couldn't schedule anything. Yeah. Like, she wanted to hang out, and like I couldn't.
Yeah. You know, it's like, oh, I gotta work that day. Oh, I gotta work that day. I don't know if I'm gonna be free.
What time are you gonna be off? Like,
I have no idea.
4 a.m. Like, you know, I remember we had to sit down. She's like, yeah, I just don't really know if this is what I signed up for. I was like, I mean, just let me know, like, because if like this is kind of, it's not the forever, but it's an investment of time.
And it's like, I need you to have faith in me.
Yeah.
Right. If you're gonna be here, if you want to be my girl, you gotta have faith in me. Show me that, and I'll give you the world.
Exactly. And I think she just realized how passionate I was about all this, and how serious and focused I was on it, and like, she was so cool about being open to learning. So a lot of it was just not understanding exactly like how our job works, and like, you know, what about if I'm producing? Like, now I'm not getting paid hourly. You know, I'm running, I'm getting paid.
Yeah, yeah. At least
10,
a stable.
10 an hour,
somewhat.
and then or whatever it was back then. And then if I finally have free time, so I'm producing for someone or like my own stuff.
It's like, yeah, you're still working, but you're not getting paid.
Yeah. So
what?
It's like,
how does that work?
That? Especially when we just have so much hours we got to put in so we could get better. So it wasn't even like we were good yet.
Yeah.
So now I'm trying to play her songs and they suck. You know,
it's like, this is what you're spending your time doing.
Yeah, exactly. But like she's been so cool about just like understanding, and she understands a lot of this stuff now. You know? And,
same with Connie.
Yeah. And like that's like you guys are goals, bro, because like, you know, we're like, I remember when I was at Full Sail, my last 3 instructors were getting divorced, and like it was dark. Like, you know, they brought it up a couple times awkwardly, like it was just, you know, a dark thing. And I remember being there. I'm like, I hope that never happens to me. You know, I don't want to be like that. You know, so it's so cool to see how hard you work and how hard Connie works too. Like she's a hustler too, and that's probably why you know, it works so well. Yeah. She gets it, you get it.
Yeah,
that's sick,
bro. Sometimes I be taking advantage of it. Like it's human nature, and I'm not gonna blame that, but it's kind of like, oh, like she's so cool. Like that means I can work more hours.
Yeah.
Nah, like just because they don't express their, you know, dissatisfaction doesn't mean that we can do more and take advantage of it. And like I think we both probably learned that the hard way, where it's like, okay, I've been good about this, but hey, like we gotta talk about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like I give Connie so much props because like she could have easily like been good on her own. She doesn't need me like that. But she knows that together we're gonna push each other to grow at a crazy pace. And for the last 2 years we've been leveling up left and right. And it's the same kind of competitive drive where it's like we're not resentful to each other, but every time she wins, I'm like, okay, I need to do a little bit more. And if I have the glimpse of like, oh man, I'm tired, I don't want to work today, I think about that and it's like, get back to your shit, man. And then same way for her, right? Like if I'm doing whatever I'm doing and I'm being successful, she's gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna take on more clients, I'm gonna work a little harder so I can level up together. Sure. You know what I mean? And it's like a beautiful feeling.
Yeah, houses aren't cheap in California, bro. It's
sure ain't.
Yeah, no,
sure ain't.
That's so sick, bro.
Yeah, I just love that we have women that like don't like depend on us to fill a void in their life, or like be that person that like defines who they are. You know what I mean? Or is looking for someone just to do everything for them. You know, like I'm fucking lucky because the more and more I look around, like I see shit like that happening. I'm like, thanks, Connie. Like, thank you, babe.
Like,
I love you.
Even within just like the homies, like some of my homies, like they're like super attached. I gotta be with them all the time or checking in all the time. And I'm like, I got it real cool. If I'm at the studio, and like I let Karina know I'm at the studio, and if I, like, you know, I at first there was a little bit of a learning curve when I was like, she was getting upset that I was at the studio. And then I was like, oh, she doesn't want me to work. She doesn't want me to
Yeah. Guys were very black and white, bro. Like
it was just like I wasn't texting her. Or like I would be like, yeah, we can hang out at 8, and then it's 10.
Yeah.
You know, so like it was just a miscommunication. And when I learned that, bro, our relationship changed like better, like
same
real quickly.
Yeah.
Because like I met dudes that are like, oh, like my girl's tripping or this and that. Like I'm not gonna check in. It's like, do you even want to be with them? Like you said, like it's a partnership, you know. We're building together, and like so, yeah. When I learned that, it was night and day.
Right.
So sick.
Same. There's a lot of lessons that we learned along the way, and like
we're some lucky guys.
For sure. Thank you guys for bearing with us.
Yes, thank you so much. Oh my God, I'd be in a ditch if I didn't have Karina.
Man, shit, man. Speaking of ditches, bro, like. We've been in a lot of them, you know, like we've been in a lot of low situations to like finally be able to breathe a little bit, and we're still not where we want to be, but we've had to go through so many L's. We've had to take so many L's to appreciate these small wins in our lives. You know what I mean? Like, do you want to talk about some of the moments that like kind of fucked you up?
Oh, bro. I remember one moment specifically, like just talking about dark places. Like I was here, I was a runner. We're on month 8 of being a runner, so like I'm dead. Like that night, you never get used to the graveyard shift.
Nope.
It's not like humane. It's not natural, you know. So like I remember it was like 4:30 in the morning, or it was pretty close to there. I just remember I had gone to Bossa Nova like 6 times that night. The studio was packed. Gone to Bossa Nova so many times. And I think it was 4:30 because I was going somewhere else. Had to go on a run, driving up Highland, and I was ready to just leave, bro.
Fuck this! I'm just gonna go straight home.
Yeah, I was ready to call it, bro. I
Be
was
like,
so
I ain't coming
tired.
back.
I felt like crying. Like I was so emotional. I like was driving up Highland. I'm like, I could just be gone.
Damn, you felt like a Popeyes employee.
Oh my god. But yeah, bro. I felt like I was done, and I just parked my car, and I just closed my eyes and like set my alarm for like 10 minutes, and like I came back and like kept going, you know, and like that was like a dark time. I remember being in this room, just coming in here, bro, like on my knees, just praying, like crying, bro,
like help me,
bro. I would
give me a sign,
bro. I just like because when you're in the trenches, it doesn't feel like it's making sense.
No, everything doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like when you're that low and your confidence is that shattered, everything in your life is fucked up. You know what I mean? Like I just had a moment like that. Well, I've had a lot of moments like that, but recently, like in April-ish, I had a moment like that where I completely broke down from just working too damn much because I felt like I had to do it, and the workload just broke me, right? And like I remember I just gone, like I was fucking crying. I was bawling, curled up on the floor, bro, straight up. And I was like, fuck, I asked for this, so I can't really complain to anybody. So I had to take it on by myself, and it was just like, fuck, like I didn't expect it to be this way, right? And my bank account is looking nice, right? I was getting paid, but what was it doing to my mental? What was it doing to my relationship? Like, was I being a good husband? Was I being a good son, brother, friend? Like, all of that, the answer to all of them were no.
Yeah. Damn.
And it was like, now I understand there's a balance in things. Like, it's not, music is not fucking everything. Engineering is not everything, right? We have to leave like a mark when we leave. And we have to leave, we want to make an impact on other people's lives, right?
For sure.
Whether it's our, parents, our siblings, our spouses, like our peers, our colleagues, whoever it is, we want to leave a positive impact in their life. So like now I'm concentrating more on that, more than trying to just work and work and work. It's like, if I take on sessions, I want to take on sessions where we can build something and I can motivate or inspire somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if I'm doing mixes, like some of them might be to pay the bills, but through those mixes, I want to inspire the next generation too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. No, that's like, the balance has been the hardest thing.
The balance
Someone
is
asked
so
me
hard.
about balance really recently, like a couple weeks ago, and I was like, I think I never really got a balance. It's just you figure out how to work it into your life. Like this is your life, because like for me, at least the way I viewed balance was so extreme. It's like I'm working and I'm not working.
Yeah.
And like it's very loud that I'm not working, and it's very hard for me to enjoy like being over here because like I'm just like I'm not doing what I need to be doing. Like we just talked earlier, like I got a whole list of things that are on my plate right now, but luckily they don't need to be done right today. So like we're kind of, on the same page on that. But like, yeah, it's like, how do you just like, I don't know, I'm just like trying to be happy at the end of the day. Like,
Happiness is everything, bro.
I've been a zombie. I've been in those moments where I just feel like a zombie for like, like last year, the whole year was just zombie mode.
Me too, straight up. There's a lot of things that I couldn't like really appreciate and enjoy.
Yeah.
Because I was so gung-ho about this.
Oh, for sure.
And then it's like, okay, well, I lost a whole year of that. Meanwhile, we could have been balancing it, and we wouldn't be exactly where we are today though. If we did it, if we didn't go zombie mode,
exactly,
and that might have pushed it a year back, but I'm thankful and you know, at the same time, it's like
it's just it's a sacrifice.
Yeah,
you can't have it all, really. You know, like so, like I have a couple guys that I'm like kind of like mentoring a little bit now because my mentor told me that I should mentor some people. I'm like, oh, crazy! I didn't even.
That's
think
hard.
of that,
Yeah.
So there's a couple guys that like I'm trying to help out a little bit, and as I'm explaining to them how I'm operating now, I'm also letting them know like it's okay. You like make sure you get rest when you really need it.
Mm-hmm.
But, like the reason I'm where I'm at now is because I put in like crazy. I was willing to put in more work than everyone except for you, probably. Like you know what I mean? Like I was just like we were just putting in a hell of work. And, you know that means not. You know, playing video games every day. That means not like
like almost at all, like
ever. You know,
exactly.
I bought it, or my girl got me a Nintendo Switch. I've had it for like a year, and like I play it like barely as much as I would like to play it. You know, just because like we got stuff to do.
Yeah.
You know, and so
I love video games, but like I haven't touched a controller in like almost a year now. Like I love playing FIFA, but like I put my Xbox in the box and like I haven't taken it out because if I go down that road, then I'm not being a good husband or an engineer or a son, and none of that shit. You know what I mean? So it's like that's the thing about becoming an adult that fucking sucks. Where it's like we want to do so much, we want to conquer all these battles, but if you come here and fight a little, go here and fight a little, you're never gonna be like that, like soldier that you want to be. You know what I mean? So like now it's about making your decisions and sticking by your decisions and being good with where you are and who you are. You know what I mean? And like feeling gratitude for everything that's around you and not wishing you could have done something or regretting something. Because if you really want to do something, just fucking go do it. You know what I mean? Like who told you to go get a 9-to-5 job? Who told you to go be a producer or engineer? If you wanna go play games, go fucking play games, bro. Like
for sure.
But don't expect the life that comes with this when you're not doing this. Right?
Right. And I think that's what's cool about this is like I think I would like to say that a lot of people don't know really what it takes, and not to their fault. It's just the knowledge isn't out there exactly what it takes. And so it's cool to just be very blunt and like really explain that. And maybe some of those kids that are just playing games or they are whatever, that they do want this, but they don't really know how to transition. They don't really know, like, if you don't know that it takes working way harder than you have been to do it, then like, you know, maybe you're not putting in enough work. So maybe this would be a little eye-opening to some people.
Hopefully.
That, like, you know, put in the work. Like
put in the work.
There's so many artists, bro, like that are moving to LA or that want to move to LA. Like everyone's on. You can hashtags singer, hashtag rapper. Like you can find anything you want, and if you're willing to do some stuff for free, like we talked about earlier, and just like get your chops up. That's the like you were talking about, not enjoying the like off days a little bit, like working so hard and then not being able to like enjoy when you were chilling. I remember like I went on a couple road trips with Reena and like a couple friends, and the night before I'm up to like 6 a.m. because I'm mixing for like hella cheap, you know, but like I'm just like mixing this whole project. I remember like it was like 5-song EP. I'm like trying to finish these mixes, and like finally finished them, passed out for like an hour, and like, took off on a road trip. And like I'm a zombie the whole time. Every
time we go on vacation, the night before either the flight or we have to drive out, I'm in here till 5, 6 a.m. I don't even know how it happens. I don't plan it that way.
Oh, of course not. You're gonna be home early that
night. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna come home and pack, blah blah blah. Always ends up I come home 5 a.m. I pack and then don't sleep at all, and then we go drive somewhere and I'm knocked out the whole time, and Connie's just driving by herself. It's just like, oh shit, like I don't want to do that, and sometimes we have no control of it. But that's part of like what it takes to be where we're at. Like even when we vacation, we can't even enjoy the vacation like that. So like if people really want that life, then keep pushing. But if you ain't about it, then get up out the kitchen.
Exactly. But I mean, like I mean, like, it will transition.
Yeah.
You know, where, like, you'll be able to, you'll get it right.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when E-Man was working out of here, like,
Mm-hmm.
I remember he was in 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Or, like, 9 to 6. And I saw that. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I want to.
But he did what we did for 20 years.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
He's a legend. So, you know, eventually, that's what we're working towards.
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
that we could live, like, however we want.
Yeah.
Because
It is getting easier these days. Like, if we choose to, we can take some time off.
For sure.
And we're not like, oh, man, but I need to pay my bills. Like, that's fine. Like, I'm going to take a week off and not do shit.
Yeah.
And we can do that. Like,
for sure. And that's where I've taken a lot of time off. Like, recently, just, like, a day here, like a couple days here. I'm going to go to Orlando next week to visit my grandpa.
Yeah, I'm going to Portland next week. So it's like.
So, but that's what, like, having those moments for me, that, like, because we've grinded so much that when I grind without, like, a milestone or, like, a point where I'm headed out or, like, something to look forward to, it gets real hard for me. You know?
Grinding without purpose.
Yeah. So if I'm like, okay, cool, I'm going to Orlando in 5 days, I got 5 days to just, like, grind,
go ham. Yeah.
I'm excited about it because then it's like a reward.
Right, the light at the end of the tunnel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then
maybe that is what it is.
We have fun doing what we're doing anyway, but when it's so long, then it gets kind of like, you won't even catch it sometimes, so it's too late.
Yep.
To, like, at the end when we're crying on the floor and say fall down, it's like, oh, I hate my life.
Yeah.
You don't. It's just we need to, like, fulfill it.
But you need to go through those moments to really, really know, like, if you're taking it too far.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, when it's bad, when is it bad for your health? When is it bad for your mental health? Things like that. Like, you have to listen to the signs.
Yeah.
The omens. You know what I mean? Like, when things happen like that, you can't keep doing the same shit you've been doing. You got to recalibrate and pivot. So you start working smarter instead of continuing to work harder.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that grind, we don't have to do that anymore. But if there are people that just continue to do it until they call it quits. You know what I mean? I know some engineers that are older than me, they did that grind for 20 years and then it's like, fuck this. I'm out. I'm moving to Hawaii. Like, I'm out of here.
Yeah. I know a couple too.
Yeah, that's what happens when you break. And
you talk to them about, like, because, you know, they got years of experience on us. So, like, reach out, like, ask them a question. It's just like, they're so jaded.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to be that. I've never wanted to be
that.
You
know? Because we're like, why are you even doing this then?
Yeah.
Like, what's the point?
Like, you've worked with this man. Like,
they're just like, oh, but.
Yeah. Exactly. That's how it is, bro. But yeah, we got to be healthy. Last year, like I said, when I was, like, going way too hard, I was getting a lot of wrist pain, and it was to the point where, like, at home
at night you're just like,
yeah, bro. I was crying. Like, I had wraps on my hands every night, like, and.
Were you using what kind of mouse were you using?
I was using the trackball.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
Good little thing. I switched it up. I got, like, a vertical mouse.
Oh, you did?
Then that started hurting. Switch it back. I got, like, a thumb trackball.
You got to get one of those. You got to get one of these, the Minority Report.
Right. But bro, I reached that point where it was, like, really bad, and I remember I had a meeting. One of my, like, mentors and great friends, Rossum, producer, he came out. We always meet up. He came to the studio. We were chatting it up, playing music, whatnot. And at the end of it, he was like, "Hey, Josh, like, are you doing all right?" And I was like, "Think so." He's like, "You don't look very well, bro." Like, he comes and visits every few months, so, you know, he's seen me, like, in these time chunks. So he's like, with time chunks in between. So he's just like, "Bro, like, you don't look like your normal self at all right now." I almost started crying just because that's how much, like.
Yeah,
like,
it built up
inside of me, you know, and like getting called out like that, just very bluntly, by someone who cares. Like, it was just like, okay, I need to, like, change some stuff. I was eating when I was starving, so, like, I would just wake up, boom, head to the studio. And when I feel like I'm starving, then, oh crap, I gotta get food.
Yeah.
And then go get food, and then
you're eating just to not faint.
Yeah, sometimes it's one time a day.
Yeah.
Or maybe two. Forgetting to drink water. Like, definitely wasn't in the gym.
Yeah.
1000% wasn't doing that. Was sleeping, like, 4 hours. Like, and it was that for a whole, you know, year and a half, 2 years. And then having that wake up call helped. And, like, the top of this year, like, I gotta get 7 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
it probably sounds crazy to some of my fellow engineering peers or producers, but like I have to get it because like I was just in a place where I was not healthy anymore, and I don't even have wrist pain now. Like I'm able to focus. Like I get way more work done in this way smaller amounts of time.
Yeah.
Oh, there was one time I was mixing this song. It was like 4 a.m. and I kept falling asleep like as I'm sitting at the computer. So I stood up and I woke up like my arm hit the desk.
Oh
like,
shit.
Yeah, I was like, that's how tired I was.
Damn.
I literally
I thought you woke up with like the keyboard imprint. Like
I woke up like boom.
Damn, you fell asleep standing up.
Yeah, it could have been my head.
Damn,
so
bro.
Like, I just like laid on the couch, passed out right there. I was like, I need to change this.
Right.
This isn't working.
Cause bro, like ultimately, to our clients, it doesn't matter how tired you are. You chose to take on the project. There's no excuse. The deadline is Friday, then you gotta do it by Friday. If you can't, then say you can't, instead of killing yourself and then being like, here it is, but like that broke me. Like no one cares, bro. Cares. Just fucking don't do it.
Yeah.
You know, don't have FOMO. Like I feel like everyone has FOMO. Like if I don't do this, then someone else is gonna do it, and then they're gonna take off. It's true to some aspect, but like you can't have that your whole entire career. You got to get to a point where you start valuing your time and your energy and your health over this person's satisfaction.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, as an engineer, we're kind of glorified like waiters in a sense, like at a fine dining restaurant, as you could say, because like we get paid decent, you know, when it's certain gigs, but like, when you show up at the restaurant, like that's your job. So there's gotta
no
get
excuse.
the food, you gotta get the drinks, you gotta clean the whatever, like you gotta go like that. You showed up. You showed up to do your job, so like, that's what you're here for.
Yeah.
And like just I've started like making like notes to just tell people, hey, I can't work this day because I already have like, you know, that's like my chill day or whatever.
Like, or you're already doing one session, you don't want to do a double. You don't want to stretch yourself too thin.
Not doing doubles anymore.
Like, fuck that.
You know, that kind of stuff, and for sure. And at the end of the day, like, luckily I feel like we've built relationships with a lot of like our consistent clients where like they're gonna keep hitting us up anyway.
Yeah, and they'll wait for us.
And they respect us, you know. So, or they'll wait for us exactly. Or like you'll fill in. I've filled in, sent someone to go work for me, and like they won't do that again. They'll just
like never mind. We'll just wait next time.
Or like, you know, it's just like it, and not that anyone else is bad. It's just, you know, if I throw you on one of my clients, it's just there's a learning curve.
Right.
I step in for one of your clients, like I don't know how they like things.
Right.
I don't know you guys' like inside jokes. Like one of my clients, bro, like we just clown on each other the whole entire time. Shout out to my boy Jake. We talk crap to each other the whole entire session. Like if you stepped in, you would think like, what are these guys doing?
Are they about to fight?
Yeah. And I have another client, Mikey, like we just like make jokes at each other and like it and just like make like funny jokes, like stupid, super stupid stuff. But then if you go fill in, it's like you kind of sitting in the chair. It's like you're trying to be professional, get the job done, but there's a personal aspect that comes with it as well.
All right, bro. Thank you for being part of this, man. Like,
thank you, bro. It's a pleasure.
This is I know it's time consuming and you got shit to do, but I appreciate you being here, bro.
Of course, anytime, my G.
You want to let the viewers know how to find you on social?
Yeah, of course. So my Instagram is at JFlow JFLO Music, and then I'm actually working on my own podcast, like, and YouTube channel thing. So Instagram is The Session Vibe, and then YouTube is just Session Vibe. So up there, I'm gonna be doing like my own podcast and stuff, but also like some like recording my sessions. So like you'll be able to see like really what the vibe is like.
Yeah, you showed me. It looks fly.
Thank you, bro. So that was the prototype David got to see, but
I got the sneak peek.
Yeah, just cause like I remember I always wanted to see like what's it actually like, you know,
in the session.
Exactly, you know, and like I want to do that, and I'll have you on there, bro. Whenever I like get stuff rolling again. But yeah,
I'm in there, bro.
Let's do it.
Appreciate you, man.
Of course, my G.
Thanks, G.